You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
One of the reasons Donald Trump is in the White House.
I wouldn't say that. I would not.
Yes, he is.
Wait, what happened?
Nick Cannon was encouraging people not to vote.
First of all,
Nick
I wasn't.
Cannon's
See,
here.
Yes, you did.
I'm
Nick.
only responsible for what I say, not for what you understand, Charlamagne.
Okay,
tell
break it
him,
down
Nick,
for me.
break it
So
down.
now what I said is that they don't respect our vote. Clearly is what
Okay.
actually happened. And when I wrote Two Broke the Vote, that was a reflection on what people were telling me when I was in these communities, when I was in the South Side of Chicago, when I was in Compton, when I was in Atlanta, and I was talking about trying to encourage people to register to vote. They was like, man, I'm trying to get this check. I ain't trying to check no ballots. So it's like that. So I gave that reflection to say that neither Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump was speaking to our community, and that localized voting was more important, especially when dealing with the criminal justice reform and everything that we're trying to do to build this education system.
I agree with that. I wish you would have said it instead of rapped it. You rapped it. I
I didn't rap it. I did. That's what you know. It was poetry.
It was a poem. Yeah, it was a poem.
But
It was
no,
a
but
poem,
then
yeah.
I had the opportunity to actually speak on many different platforms about that. And that exactly what happened is what I predicted. I said, y'all, this stuff is already predetermined. It's the lesser of two evils. Picking out which of these candidates is like picking out which gun you wanted to get shot with.
You really thought Trump had a... I mean, of course he had a chance, but you thought he was going to win?
I didn't. It's the same system. Pick your oppressor. I don't care. Like it's you can't vote your way out of oppression. This
That's
stuff.
a fact.
This is a systemic issue.
I don't know, but I look at Donald Trump like they're saying that he's trying to reverse Roe versus Wade, a lot of different things.
Everybody, just Hillary was sneaking. She think about all the stuff they did with Planned Parenthood and all of that type of stuff. That type of stuff is to take our community and forget gentrification. It's real genocide, and it's been like that for years. This system is not built for us. This is not our land. I appreciate it. I love it. I wouldn't want to live nowhere else, but this wasn't designed for our people.
You know why I like to hear guys like you talk like that, Nick? Because you don't have to talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Sinbad was just talking about that, the guys who cross over, and then when they cross over, they talk like, oh, racism doesn't exist. It's fine here. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to talk like that.
But
so you know it's real.
Yeah, it's the honest to God truth. And when your eyes are open to certain situations, I mean, I come from a long line of community leaders, and I've always saw like too much is given, or much you're responsible for that. You know, much is required. So I use my platform to tell the truth at the end of the day.
Now, why aren't you in school? Don't you go to Howard?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, all right. Tuesday and
Shouldn't
Thursday,
you be on campus right now?
You really
Nah.
be on campus every day, every Tuesday and Thursday?
Every Tuesday and Thursday. I take the 6 a.m. flight from New York to D.C., and then I'm back at the crib by 7:38.
How many chicks have you smashed at Howard so far?
I'm not
Nick?
smashing no
I
chicks
don't
at
believe
Howard.
you, Nick.
I'm
Don't you have a baby on the way or something?
I got a song with K. Michelle called "Baby on the Way."
They say your ex-girlfriend. I read this report.
I don't have any exes. They turn everybody into my ex.
What's
Have
the
we
young
ever
lady's
dated?
name?
No.
I was just checking.
You don't have any
remember.
exes.
What's her name? You said you did in the rumor report. Yee?
I did? No, I just remember reading it. I didn't think it was true.
Brittany Bell. There
Yeah,
you go.
there you
Yeah, she's a special young lady.
That's not your ex?
I don't have any exes.
Christina
Only ex.
Milian's your ex.
Well, I mean, from Mariah on that. Mariah was my last ex. Everybody else is just people that I know, love, and care
Jessica
for.
White, because you wrote a
She's
song
not
about
my
her and
ex.
she-
Nick got a
isn't
good
too happy
roster,
about
bro.
That's
that.
not my ex. Like, how
got
did
it.
people just start to claim
We
themselves?
talking about French Montana.
Fresh Montana and Common. Fresh got a good
We
roster.
talking about Common, but
Common got a good. Nick got a
But
decent
Nick-
roster.
I don't even want to talk about this right now. Dudes ain't in my league.
right.
Hold on now. Common had Serena. Common had Erykah Badu.
Common is close, but that's the thing is.
He had
then
Carey
out of-
Washington.
Yes.
Last time I was here, and I'm gonna stick to this, that you get no wins for talking about your past and all of that type
But you
of
did
stuff.
that
You
song
learned
about
that the hard
Jessica?
way?
Was
I mean, that
not
was
about,
not about her.
It was just a girl named
she,
Jessica.
She chose, first of all, the song is about cocaine. If you listen to it, it's a cat by the name of Ty Money, a street dude from Chicago, had a song named Jessica. And I was like, and if you listen to the way we put it out, there's like 6 wildin' out girls named Jessica. And we was like, yo, who's the hottest wildin' out girl? And everybody was like, Jessica. And that's how the song started. And then from there, I talked about a lot of chicks I've dealt with named Jessica. She was the one, she took the bait. She bit and thought it was about her and got all emotional and started. I'm so offended. I wasn't even talking about you.
Damn it, man.
Nick, you don't know
Clear
that when
that
you
up.
rap, bad stuff happens? Like, stop rapping. Like, just stop.
Trump gets elected, models start crying. That's why I'm putting out an R&B mixtape. I ain't even rapping no more, I'm singing.
Now, what's the gospel of Ike Turnup?
That's
Interesting.
Yeah, the gospel of Ike Turner, my side of the story. I mean, honestly, we can get deep into it, but really, when you're put in a situation in the media, people choose to tell the story that they want to tell. And even dealing with personal situations, whether it's divorce, babies, whatever it is, people just make up the story and then they don't get to hear it. And I always go back like, What's Love Got to Do With It is one of my favorite films. Lawrence Fishburne was amazing as Ike Turner. And you saw he brought the vulnerability out in him. Like, you were like, dang, they said Ike Turner died of heartbreak because that movie ruined him because they made him the villain. And it's like they always want to make the guys the villain. It's like, yo, let's hear their side of the story. Even if they did something horribly wrong, like sometimes somebody.
He was definitely a villain.
I don't know about this one, Nick.
No, come on.
I'm listening. I'm trying
He's
to
a
rock
great
with me.
anime.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Rock with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because whether we talk about my little bro Chris, whether we talk about Ike, whoever it
Bill
is,
Cosby,
they
Nick Parker.
they turn these people into villains and they don't allow them to be remorseful. They don't allow them to change and grow as humans. Why don't they get that opportunity? Yeah, if you've done something horrible, even in all of my people who are, institutionalized and incarcerated, these people, it's for rehabilitation.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be becoming better humans.
Right.
But if you don't allow that person to do that and you let that person die as a villain, that's horrible.
I'm gonna tell you why I agree with that. When I saw Chappelle on SNL this weekend, and he was like, "I'm gonna give Trump a chance," and I'm like, "This man has been slandering people for 18 months, and we just so quick to give him a chance. We don't even do that with our own people."
Yeah, and that's what I say. I mean, when you have that big, seek outlook on it, and we want to be, from the bird's eye view, it's all about just being the best human we can possibly be and
So does
finding that
everybody
growth.
deserve another chance? Like
I believe everyone
say
deserves
R.
a
Kelly.
chance.
If the
Hell
sex
yeah,
tape was real.
He got a
Yeah.
couple of chances.
Yeah,
R.
and
Kelly
we gave
Yeah,
R.
we
Kelly a
did give him
chance. We
another
gave
chance.
Michael Jackson a chance.
But some
It depends
people-
on the
see now,
the
because
crime,
Charlamagne doesn't
though.
give R. Kelly another chance.
You never.
No, I
Give
mean, I
him
don't
a
have no
chance.
choice
You
but
did
to give
him
him
We
another
all
chance.
have our
Jay
own
Will
demons,
too, yeah.
and
Give him
it's
another
like
chance.
I'm never gonna judge anyone because I'm not in that place to judge.
You kill kids and stuff, though. I can't.
Or a
you
pedophile.
can-
What about a
Yeah.
pedophile?
Yeah.
I can never forgive an action, what it is, but that because it's almost like it says we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, we wrestle against principalities.
Yeah.
So those principalities are evil. Those things,
Right.
and they can jump on any individual. So when you start to hate an individual opposed to the principality, that's where we get confused.
Now you're doing this mixtape.
Yeah.
Right? Now, are you fearful that people won't take you serious?
Absolutely.
Because I was
I
thinking-
wouldn't say fearful. Definitely not
Because I
fearful.
was thinking, why wouldn't you put out the music without saying it's you and get a judgment just from?
I've done that too, and that actually has worked. I've done a lot of writing and stuff like over the years. I mean, I've been doing this 20 years just to be like, yo, I'm gonna put this out through this artist, or I'm gonna sign this artist. People don't even know I'm attached
Who'd
to.
you
it.
write for, Nick?
I mean,
Come on, we live in the era of tell everybody who you write for. Who you wrote for? Come on, you told big boy girls you slept with. At least you could do it, tell us. Who
Nah,
you wrote
because
for.
I ain't never wrote no smashes, but I've been in the Kanye camps early on.
You wrote for Kanye?
I didn't see I knew you was gonna say that. I was there
That
with
was the headline.
You know what
Cannon wrote for Kanye West.
I was there doing Gold Digger. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I wrote the bar for Kanye is something we don't need to stunt. I make Black History every day. I don't need a month. That was me. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Kanye's bar, like it's stuff like that. So, but that's why I love Kanye and his movement because he knows how to make great music, great songs. That ego doesn't get into the art form because he's like, yo, somebody say something dope. Let's get to it, and being a part of that process, I've learned so much from him in making songs because any of us can get in front. We talked about this yesterday. Anybody can get in front of a mic and spit bars, but to create a song, that's a true talent.
Now, hold on. We talked about this yesterday. Can't say what we was doing, but
Yeah.
you were saying you can't really give Drake the utmost credit because he don't write. But
I
Kanye,
say-
too. Kanye is the same type of guy.
But Drake
We were
doesn't write. He
we
doesn't
were
write.
talking about something different. I said Drake as a MC. If you put Drake up against somebody bar for bar, like, yo, you go off of what your arsenal, not your team's arsenal, what you got against another person who raps for a living. I'm not gonna go with Drake. I'm a huge Drake fan, probably one of the biggest.
As an artist, but not as an MC.
Yeah, not as an MC. Like I need to see him. Like even when you see him at the little smack battles and they like, yo, what's popping? He don't want that. Like, and that's fine. That's not for everybody. That's not his sport. So he's a great songwriter, probably one of the best artists of our time.
As a lyricist,
but as a
you can't give him
lyricist,
that.
I can't
what
give him
about
that.
Ye? Can you give Ye that?
I have seen Ye be a lyricist. I have battled Ye freestyle off the top. And
I'm
like,
sure
yo,
Drake has done the same thing. I'm sure Drake writes as well. I'm just sure maybe times. he was
I
like,
just
I'ma
haven't
pull that.
seen it.
Okay.
I saw, we keep talking about. I seen the Blackberries girl. I've never seen him step up to an MC.
So it's okay to have writers if you write some of your own stuff too.
Yeah, to me, I don't have. If you got a writer, if you're making a great song, that's fine. If you're making an R&B song, a country song, you have teams of writers. When you go to the Grammys and you see the winners, there's like 7 people on each song because it takes that to make a song. Now, if you just on some MC battle, that should be the bars coming from your heart that you attacking that next man.
Do you
with.
have diamonds on your turban?
Yeah.
I keep thinking of Super Mario
diamonds.
Brothers, King Cooper's shell with all the spikes on it.
Crazy.
The diamond turban.
What does the turban symbolize, though?
It's my crown, man. I take it back to that Moorish mentality, that sovereignty. You know what I mean? I know you know a lot about it, but it's more about just representing us as a people and reconditioning the mindset. A lot of people think it's a fashion choice, which I do. You know, I like to do stuff that's different, but it really came from that place of what I've been studying, man, and all these different cultures and religions and belief systems, and it truly shows us as royalty when you understand that, you know, the black man is the original man.
Are you a Moor?
I don't subscribe to. I definitely follow their teachings, but it's so many different things. Man, I've been studying Islam. I always say my first language is Christianity, but I'm fluent in many different spiritualities.
Dope.
All right, now let's talk about Ike Turn Up for a second some
Yeah.
more. I saw, now, I'm going to tell you what I was thinking. Because you know who else calls himself Turn Up?
You gotta
And
get.
Ike and Tina.
Have you? There is a song.
Tina Turn Up.
There is a song on the mixtape called "Sweet Tina" that she's on.
So, okay.
Christina
and we saw y'all
Milian
been
is
hanging
on
out.
there.
So, that's
See
good.
y'all in
So-
Queens. What were y'all doing in Queens?
We was going up because y'all know I did the King of the Dance Hall movie, so I'm
Right.
like, you know, the Jamaican culture is real for me.
West Indian culture, yeah.
And so we went out there. The film's been at all the festivals and stuff. People been embracing it. So I was like, yo, we got to really go out there. You know, she was real with it. I was like, you trying to go to a real club? Like, forget all this city stuff. Let's go to Queens. And she rolled with me.
Do you backtrack often? Like girls you used to smash?
I don't. I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I'm once we been there, once we had what we had, I'd rather embrace being friends because
That's nice, because y'all had a bad breakup, I remember at the time.
she had a bad breakup. Like I was more just like, again, you know, trying to be the nice guy, but she was really upset with me.
Okay. Now, what about Chilli? Is she like, come on, what are you doing?
That was a
man?
good
What-
one. Now, when I heard
What are
about
you
that one,
doing?
I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, see, Charlamagne wasn't here the last time I was here when y'all was going at me about
was
that.
a good one.
That beautiful person, man, probably one of the sweetest and most intelligent people I've ever. But
She's wearing your chain and all that.
she still
We had her in a
is.
video.
She's I consider that somebody that's my heart, man. Like she means so much to me, but I'm not in a place to handle a woman like that. That's you can't play with something like that.
What's wrong with
How
Chilli,
long you
man?
gonna keep making that
It's not.
excuse, Nick?
Nah, I'm dead. When you say it's almost like the women, like when you see them women at church and they come in and they got it all together, and you just all your sins be like, yo, I can't even approach her. Like she's so right with God that I would feel like I would be doing myself and the rest of the world a disservice to even try to approach. She's that type of
She's a
woman.
wife.
Yeah, she has.
Out here.
Yeah, I can't. Like I don't even want to step into that because she's so powerful.
So you ain't smashed is what you're telling us.
I mean, come on now. I told you I would never again ever say who I have had intercourse with.
You learned that the hard way after the big boy thing?
hardest way.
What happened? Like people, they all came at you?
That and the fact
said,
that yeah, I mean like because everybody started talking about it, and I really realized that, you know, I try to be respectful, I try to be honest in an open book, but when you actually are speaking on someone else's, especially because I feel like women are internal beings, and we talk about entering a woman, that's just so like that you crossing a line right there when. It's not even conversation that should really be had. Now, if we talk about how much I love this person, how much I respect them, how much I admire their beauty and their sexuality, yeah. But when we start talking about actual clinical intercourse, that's nasty.
Was you married to Mariah or Erykah Badu? 'Cause this is how people act after they be with Erykah. Like,
Hey, Erica's the truth. I love her
And
too.
Mariah's available again.
Hey, is she? You keep.
That's it.
You know better than me. Is she?
I do not know better than you, so stop it. So
Hey,
you know they
I-
called up the engagement. So
She wants
Did
50.
they? I thought they was working it out.
listen. So you're saying you just read it just like we do?
Yeah.
She don't tell you anything.
I'm on a need to know basis. As
Right.
long as my kids are good, I see you. Weekends we had Chuck E. Cheese, we flying kites. I don't want to know none of that
You
other
don't need
stuff.
to know if they're gonna have a stepfather.
you got enough
If
money to
it-
build a
if
Chuck E.
it-
Cheese in the backyard, by the way.
we kind of got one back there. But yeah, I mean, if it gets to that point, like we had those conversations, but after that, I don't really need to be involved
When
in
y'all
that.
left, did she ask you for $50 million?
No. I ain't a billionaire.
No.
Did y'all ever play the clip for Nick when Mariah was here and she said if he ever act up, she'd leave him for a billionaire?
I told you, yeah. I mean, y'all didn't play it, but
You
I saw
said
it.
that. Yeah, you said
I was
it,
like,
yeah.
I remember when she said that.
put it in
I
the
was
air.
here when she said it.
Yeah.
Well, she.
So you
And I
kind
told-
of did that to yourself,
Remember, I
Nick.
told you that
Put it in the air.
it was always out there. She always would say that every time we would get. She was like, "I could be with a billionaire." I was like, "I know."
At least she ain't never lied.
Oh, so when y'all get into an argument, that's how it was.
That was out. Yeah, that
so
was the
bad.
bars. That was the bars.
So what did you say? I can have sex with all the wild and out girls.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Now, did she make you wait to sleep with her before marriage?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And I think that we was both on that same page because I was in that space where I was being celibate at the time. And I think that's one of the ways that we bonded. I mean, the first time that we actually sat down and met, you know, it was on some spiritual stuff. Like we praying and all of that type of stuff. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know Mariah had this side to her. And then a lot of people don't know, like, whoa, she's a really good girl and conservative when it comes to that and deep into the Bible and all of that. And people just wouldn't think about that. So that we had that connection. And then from there, that's usually like, how could you get married so fast when you feel like you're on the same wavelength spiritually and you trying to get to what you trying to get to, them pheromones is jumping and stuff. You're like, all right, well, we ain't gonna have sex before we get married, so
We gotta get
call
married.
the pastor. Let's get this popping. And that's kind of how things, you know, move. A lot of, it's funny, as someone as like being Christian all my life, I seen that happen a lot in the church. Young people get married right away so they
You
can.
married Mariah just to have sex with her?
That's what you got out of that.
Crazy,
That's what you got out of
Nick is
that.
grimy.
Forget the
Nick
spiritual
really a
connection.
grimy
Forget
nigga
all
on
the
the low,
spiritual
yo.
stuff.
Nick is really a grimy ass
what
nigga
you-
on the low, man. Jesus Christ.
Are you celibate? Are you celibate
I
now?
turn up.
Wow.
You know what am I now? Angela?
What am I now?
Shit.
If you're celibate, that means you're not having sex. If you're having sex, you're
I don't go into it trying to have sex. I don't meet like I used to be like on that prowl. Now I'm rather have a real connection. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not looking to have sex with anybody in that sense. So I attempt to be celibate, but stuff always happens.
don't work.
Why you sucking your teeth?
Look at him. Look
That's
at him.
real. No, Charlamagne, you know the difference. First of all, you married, so you can't even have this conversation. You know the difference between when like, yo, I'm trying to pop something tonight. I'm on that. I'm not on that. Now I'm so busy. I'm working. I'm in school. But if I meet somebody and we have a connection, I'm definitely not trying to smash on the first night. I'm none of that type of stuff. But if it's like, if it eventually gets something, I'm not going to block it out the way and just be like, oh, no, I can't do this. If I'm feeling the vibes, we'll get to it. But before we get to it, we're going to have a strong understanding that this is what it is. It's not going to be, we ain't getting into no relationships. It ain't going to grow into anything
But how do
other
you
than.
know that already? What if you end up really?
I think it's the space that I'm in. Honestly,
So it
I
don't
feel-
matter if it's the perfect
Nick been getting
woman.
so much pussy since he put that turban on. Don't listen to Nick.
No,
Nick
it don't matter if
lying
it's the
his
perfect
ass
woman
off.
and she's great. You just know automatically it's not happening.
Yeah, I just
Period.
I can't do it because I can't rise to that occasion to be that type of man right now. Like I'm still trying to build myself up. I'm still broken in so many different ways.
Now, with the
That's so
He is saying all the right stuff. He's spiritual. He's broken. Girls just handing him vagina now. Here, Nick. Please.
Somebody come fix Nick.
come fixing it.
Yeah.
Now with your new mixtape, right?
Yeah.
Did artists have a hard time doing songs with you? Because you got a bunch of artists. You got the Migos. You got
Why would you have a
Gucci,
hard
you got
time
King
doing
Michelle,
songs with
because
Nick
a lot
Cannon?
of people don't necessarily take Nick serious as a rapper. You talk
Okay.
about him all the time.
That's
as a
why I
rapper.
made an R&B tape. Like, cause that's the thing when it comes to being a musician. And I even got to credit cats like Drake, Bryce, and all of that stuff to be able. They opened it up for me because I was singing and stuff back in the day for a long time, but it wasn't cool to be able to do both. So I was like, okay, now I can sing these bars. I can sing my emotions. And that actually gives you another level of talent to be like, dang, I didn't know he had the ability to do that. Where Charlamagne would be like, yo, his flow was whack. I don't want to hear Nick Cannon rap. I want to hear 21 Savage. I understand that.
21. Why you trapping so hard?
I understand that mentality because I don't live that lifestyle. I ain't toting hammers and I ain't talking about moving work.
I just like it.
I understand why people like it. It's a certain energy, and I'm never gonna give that energy. So if I could come from a place where it's more soulful and singing about it, that was the approach. And I think once I told every artist that, they rocked with it. Me doing a song with Quavo, you know, trying to turn up and talk about moving bricks look ridiculous. But me saying like, yo, I'm in love with this girl. I know you got a girl. Like, we can make a song together on that level.
Yeah, I heard the Rihanna and Sex with Nick so amazing.
I hope it didn't sound like I was shooting my shot. First of all, I didn't sing
so that was a shot.
I was shooting my shot.
Okay.
I was shooting my shot.
Gotcha.
As long as she knows what it is, though.
Yeah, and she liked it. She liked it on the gram. So we get into it. We get into it.
Okay.
We get into it.
What about but now what about Geico? What about Chris Brown? Like, you know, that's his ex that they was in.
That's my little bro. Oh, I see. We about to reveal some stuff.
Uh-oh.
I've known them before they were together. So if I knew your girl before she was your girl, there is no, you know what I mean? I've known y'all forever. So technically, I had a personal relationship with Rihanna before he did. So the fact that if we could just pick up and be like, that's not his girl like that.
So you dated Rihanna first?
I didn't say I dated her. I
Okay,
said I knew her. Damn, Angela.
Friends.
But I'm just saying, like,
knowing somebody.
Think about, let's take it to high school.
Okay.
If we was all in the 9th grade together, by the time, and they dated in the 10th grade, when we in the 11th grade, is she off limits? We knew each other.
Yeah, when them titties really mature, when puberty's really kicked in, I'm
so you ain't never talked to your friend, if your friend's boyfriend in 9th grade, by the time y'all got seniors and she off with somebody else, you didn't think,
if that's somebody that I'm really close with, I wouldn't date anybody they dated, period. Especially little
you
bro.
lying.
You
old-fashioned. Who does that?
Now, see,
my mama dated my daddy brother. What y'all talking about? Old-fashioned.
Now, DC Young Fly. I have a code, okay? There's too many people out here that I don't have to. If somebody that I consider really, really close to me, I wouldn't want to date somebody that they dated, especially that they cared about a lot.
Now, my ego definitely speaks to that. That's one thing. I hate walking into a room with someone that I'm in love with and 7 other niggas smashed.
That's how it is in LA.
That hurts my heart.
In the industry.
That means so much. And I talk about that on the mixtape. Like, I can't stand that because, like, I hold you up as this queen, and these dudes over here is laughing at me.
Look at Nick.
That bothers me.
I have my dick all in her ear. You know what I mean? Look at Nick holding her hand.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to hear that. And you know that's what they saying.
How does a woman feel when she walks in the room with you? And
That's true. That's true.
But
that's hard too.
Yeah. Now that situation, and I've had that conversation with many women, and
many.
He's different now, girl. He's being spiritual. He's
but it goes back to this conversation, and Angela, we've had this conversation before. Men are external. Women are internal.
That's a fact.
This is just a phalange to us. We'll put this shit anywhere. But a woman, you're entering her. That's breaking and entering if you're not doing that with permission.
That boy got some good G.
It's the truth.
It's real. So if someone goes inside of you, that's
you should value your penis, man.
I do,
your penis more.
Okay, so I'll give you a test real quick.
It's not just a thing that goes like that.
Take your finger.
And that's pretty big, Nick.
Take your finger and stick it in your ear. If once that shit, your ear is internal, it feels weird. What would you rather do? Somebody put this finger in your mouth, or you put your finger in someone's mouth?
That boy G.
Think about it.
He's done the earwax test before.
God.
When you dig in your ear and you put the wax in the vagina, if she jumps, she got something. He's done that before. He's done that before.
But women think really hard about things too. Nobody wants a man that's been with everybody also.
No, they do. It's actually, it's perceived. And it's unfortunate. I didn't design the game. I just play in it. Mm-hmm. When you have a man that a lot of women want, more women want that.
That is a fact.
Or that a lot of
when you have a woman
been with.
Yeah.
Not just
if you're a woman and you've been with a lot of men, you're perceived as tainted. Mm-hmm. And that's why I respect the Amber Roses and the Madonnas and all those, that liberation movement that can stand up and say it's not like that, but society made it that way. Mm-hmm. And because of the system that we in now, it's going back to that. So I salute every woman that can stand firm and embrace all her bodies. Do that. But me personally, I want a woman that I can say, this is my flower, this is my queen, I can hold her up, and I feel like she's
basically
precious.
You respect hoes, but you don't want one. That's what you said.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be hard to find a woman. It's hard for you to find a woman that hasn't been with.
But I'm not looking for one like that.
Yeah,
so,
we know.
So that's the thing.
Isn't LA so incestuous anyway, though?
It is. Everybody banging everybody out there.
Yeah.
But I respect the ones that at least keeping it a G about it. The ones that's trying to pretend like they the good girls and ain't out there, and then but really sleeping with everybody and lying to you and passing diseases around and stuff. That's the wild stuff. I'd rather kick it with a stripper all day long, because at least she gonna tell me I'm here to get my money. I might fuck these dudes if it's right. These ball players been tricking, all of that type of stuff. I respect those girls opposed to the ones that's trying to be on Instagram talking all spiritual and all of that stuff and doing the exact same shit.
Now, did you and Amber have a falling out?
Nah, never falling out. We just kind of, we grew apart.
What happened to that show? Did you write for the show?
My idea, that's kind of...
Remember he talked about this last time he was here. He had a whole different
I had a
plan.
different concept of what she should do. Originally, I sold the show to MTV with Amber and Black China, and they were together.
And they
then
started filming
they
everything.
started, things, and then I was like, you know what, this is too much for me. Like, one, it ain't enough money in it. And
But they
two,
was on some diva stuff?
it got to be a lot. It was taking up too much of my time, and
Yeah.
I was like, I had to be like, nah, I'm dollars and cents at the end of the day. It could be a hit show, but if I'm only making X amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and there's no point for me to even be stressing over this
Who
one.
needs the extra 300,000, right, Nick?
I'd rather have be stress free than that $300,000.
Yeah.
I'm at that point in my life to where it's like it ain't about the money. I just want to do things that make me happy, and I wanted
net worth real quick.
I wanted to preserve my relationship with Amber. I never want, like all of my artists that I work with, whether it's Amber, Kaylani, all these people. I don't want to be in your day-to-day business.
Right.
I'd rather just be that dude that if you need me on some Russell Simmons stuff, you know what I mean? Like if you need me, I'm here. I'll pull the call, whatever. But to be that day-to-day person that when your album sales ain't doing what it's supposed to do, you call and complain to me. When your TV show ain't get picked up, you call. I don't want to be that.
What the
guy.
hell you do with Kalani?
Yeah, Kalani's dope.
That's
No.
I discovered her off of America's Got Talent. And
I didn't know that.
yeah, she was on
dope.
America's Got
That's the
Talent.
one that wanted to kill herself, right?
In times like that, that's when I step up as
Got
a
you.
family member.
Right.
I was the first person at the hospital. I was the one that made sure I calmed all of the craziness down when Chris started talking crazy and all that. Like I just, because to me, it's about human life.
Right.
And so those are the times when I
We
step
don't take
in.
that lightly, and I said the same thing. I don't take it lightly when somebody says they want to hurt themselves or they don't.
Because
you tried,
and
yeah.
we've all been there. We've all been to those dark places where we get super depressed and we feel like whatever got you to that point. So and she's a young girl, you know what I mean? I signed her when she was 16 years old, and she was homeless then.
She still signing you?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So,
She
but
just
it's
did
like,
she just did Powerhouse.
She
I really
was
like
homeless
Kalani a
at
lot.
16?
yo, the story's so
dope,
crazy.
though.
I'll tell you the story real quick. So America's Got Talent. She comes in third place with the group called Pop Life. They told her to leave the group and that she would have been able to go further. You know what I mean? She said, no, I'm going to stick with my bros. 16-year-old girl, just smart. That's what Piers Morgan was trying to make good TV and all of that stuff. Ended up not winning the show. I get a call like a year later. He's like, yo, you know that girl that was in Pop Life? Well, she homeless in East Oakland. And I was like, what? I was like, yo, we got to get her. She's like, she wasn't in school, none of that stuff. So I got out there, got with her guardian and all that stuff, learned that, her father had passed away, when she was a baby. You know what I mean? Like 18, he got murdered. Just her family situation, there was a lot going on, man. And so I was like, look, first things first, let's finish high school. I'll make a deal with you. Get you to LA, but you got to finish high school. Put her in the studio for the first time, and she got nominated for a Grammy last year.
You believe in her
awesome.
talent that much?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Paid for all of that stuff. And that's it, like when you can see somebody's passion, somebody has something special, I invest in those type of people.
It's funny with those kids like that, though. It just seems like all of them are so broken. Like what?
That's what the society is today.
Yeah.
They ain't got it like we used to got it. They don't got solid parents that really gave a shit on that sense because their parents is 15 years older than them. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about that concept, like we had mothers and grandmothers and the whole community cared about. Now these kids is out here on their own making their own decisions with this and they think they know everything. So it's like, I'm gonna go deal with this the way that I want to deal with it. And it looks more like acting out. And they figure it out because I feel like the millennials are on a different wavelength when it comes to technology and how to get things going, but they don't have that core value system that we had.
Right.
How do you intervene with her relationships without sounding like a hater, I guess? Because, she dating, she was messing with Carey, messing with Party, and you, as a big bro, you want to be like, look, man, come on, man.
I've always kept it real with her.
Yeah.
She see how I move, and as she got older, because at first when she was a teenager, I really wasn't even paying attention to that. But now that she's like in her early 20s, I'm like, all right, well, shoot, let me at least let you know how I see it. And even those guys, Kyrie, that's my bro too. So it's like, I gotta be a big brother. I'm like, look, I'm gonna tell you what dudes do.
You gotta be like almost like a father figure.
Yeah. But do what you want to do. I never want to get in the way of that. And she figures it out, you know.
I
So
had that conversation with my daughter.
Really?
At 15. Like, I had to tell her, like this is what dudes do.
But you daddy, though, and her situation is different because she might go back and say, well, Nick said
yeah.
that you
And
gonna do this
then, then I look like a hater.
Nick
Daddy ain't never going to look like a hater.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, look. And that's the same thing where I give my same opinions to all Amber, to all, like, women come to me for advice because they know I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it because I have no reason to. And I've done some of the most doggish shit out there. So I'm gonna be like, look, this how we think. If I was in that situation, I'd be trying to do such, and such. So I at least can give you a real perspective.
What about somebody like DC Young Fly?
That's my guy.
I know that's your guy.
You got him on a 360?
That's the other thing.
Him,
When
Chico, Carlos,
I work with them, I don't ever want people to be like, Nick Cannon took this from you. Because one, I don't need none of their money. I was like, I don't care how successful you're gonna be. My life is never gonna change. Like, I'm going to still be just as rich as I am, regardless if you win or lose. Now, you could take this advice however you want to take it. So I kind of let them give me the contracts or work with me on the stuff that they want to work with. So DC doing this thing, you know what I mean? We developing some TV show stuff and some movies and stuff, and that's just my young guy.
I heard
DC
you and
got a lot out
Charlamagne
the
working
game.
together,
DC
too.
got a movie.
Yeah.
DC got a baby, a Wild 'N Out girl.
They had the first Wild 'N Out baby.
Oh, give it up for Wild 'N Out, baby.
They got a baby on the
Shout
way.
out to DC Young
I saw
Fly.
some girl was coming at him, too, on social media.
Yeah, he got another one, too. I don't
Another
know.
baby on the way?
I thought he said it wasn't his.
That's what he told me it wasn't. I don't know.
A Wild 'N Out girl? Another Wild
It was
'N Out?
not just some random girl.
random,
They was like, "Oh, you out there being super dad now for the little light skinned
Right.
girl, but you got a real situation that you talking about. His drawers was dirty and all
He
that.
had skid marks
She
on
was
his
going
drawers.
in. I was like, I'm about to get her on Wild 'N Out next season.
You know they gonna have mad jokes for him just because of that, too.
Dirty drawers.
Dirty draw.
DC dirty drawers.
And Nick Cannon's worth $50 million, by the way, for any
That's what they
ladies out
say.
there
They
that
need to
want to
update
travel.
that website.
So when do we get to see this dance hall movie? I want to see it really badly.
So now it's doing a festival run. I'm trying to. I made an art film. So it was at Toronto. It's gonna be at Santa Barbara. It's gonna be at a bunch of places. But I got a really big and unique offer that you guys will be hearing about really soon. That's kind of unprecedented and kind of changing new media on how people gonna view movies.
Oh, okay.
So they haven't made the announcement yet, but the same way, like when you go to a festival, like when Nate went to the festival and sold his joint for $17 million and all that, like we gonna be making that announcement at the top of the year.
Congrats.
Isn't that kind of like cultural appropriation, though? You doing a dance hall movie?
But you gotta see, first of all, because I wrote a
What
book.
made you do that anyway? You're not Jamaican or West Indian, are you?
Nah, this is I had a dance hall artist signed to my label at Universal, and for promotion, I had never been to Jamaica.
Right.
And so they were like, yo, you got to go down there because your record won't be real unless you actually go to Kingston and actually get in there.
Right.
I was like, well, since I never been there, I took the artist down there, got with the guys, TOK, some dance hall legends and
love
stuff.
TOK.
Yeah, and they showed me around, and it blew my mind. I was like, why has you seen all these movies from Step Up to Dirty Dancing? Why has no one ever, other than like Dance Hall Queen, but like America has never really seen this world like this, how raw and gritty on
They did
stuff.
The Harder They Come.
Yeah, that was the last thing. So I was like,
Shotas.
so I locked myself. I was at Strawberry Hill. I locked myself in the room and just wrote a script, kind of did all of the research, learned about all the culture and the dances. And I was like, I wrote a book first. And then from the book, which is also coming out, then we shot the movie.
So you know
Now,
how the
do you-
dagger and everything?
You gonna see, I did it all.
But did you bring other people from the community to help you write? Because
Yeah.
somebody we just gave flack for that. It was some.
No, I this
forgot
is,
who it was.
First of all, Jamaica's already seen it.
Yeah.
And they embrace we hired a full Jamaican crew, all of that. It's I'm the only real American in the movie. Me,
Okay,
Busta
good.
Rhymes, and Whoopi Goldberg. And I'm
Mano
not,
too, right?
Huh?
Ain't Mano in that?
He was in it. This what happened.
okay.
We shot at Red Hook.
Okay.
The story is I'm a guy from Brooklyn who, to get out of the life out here, goes to see my cousin in Jamaica and gets the culture that way. So Mano was kind of like my enemy, and Amber Rose was in it. There's a whole backstory that she was sleeping with Mano and he was on the run and I was on the
Sounds
run.
about right with Mano.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
and then so I mean, I'm gonna probably release that footage because that's not in the movie, but it's a great scene. So I'll probably release that footage. But long story short, the rest of the movie takes place in Jamaica because I'm on the run.
Now, Jamaica's dope. I love Jamaica.
Love it.
Been to Kingston a couple
So
of times.
you'll be able to see it top of the year in a way that
I'm
movies
looking
haven't been
forward to
viewed
that,
before.
I'm half
You
West Indian, and I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah, so people, I'm telling you, first of all, Busta Rhymes should get an award for what he did in this movie. He
turns the patois on.
Yeah, he's a revelation in a real way because you get to see Busta that you know, but he becomes a different person because he's Jamaican in the movie.
Are there reggae? What reggae artists are in it?
Beanie Man.
Gotta have Beanie Man in it.
Kamani Marley. Beanie Man's the narrator.
Okay.
So it's like it's called King of the Dance Hall.
Right,
He's the
that's
narrator.
He's the king of the
yeah,
dance
yeah.
hall.
So and everybody's in it. Vibes Cartel is not in it, but he helped me with the backstories. He got his new Vibes Cartel music in the movie. Like
music from jail?
Yeah. We was
studio.
I heard
it was
he's been-
real.
yeah, he's been
I ain't
recording
gonna
in
reveal
jail.
how he gets it done, but he gets it done.
Is it better than Chirac?
You didn't like Chirac?
No.
You hated it?
Yes. Like,
I hear a lot of people didn't like it. I hear a lot. It's an art film. You know what? When I talk about Chirac, I kind of relate it to Hamilton. Like if you told people, little kids in the hood, I want you to go see a hip hop battle about the Constitution, they'd be like, what are you talking about? But the people on Broadway, the white folks, they embrace, oh, this is amazing. They're rhyme schemes and they're telling us history. Chirac was the same thing. He took a play that was over 2,000 years old called Lysistrata and put it in the south side of Chicago. That's art.
I needed a warning because I sat there and watched that and I was
So
like,
you thought you was about to go
why
see
they keep
Menace
rhyming?
Menace to Society.
It took me like 15 minutes, like, hold on, this is a musical? Like, it literally took me like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, this is a musical? And I'm like, oh, okay.
It was art. He was making a theatrical approach. He didn't want to glorify the violence. He was like, I'm not trying to make that movie. I'm trying to do some artistic stuff. And the critics embraced it. Now, I made a real film. This is not a musical like that. It's just like, this is more on some Harder They Come, Belly meets Dirty Dancing.
Right,
yeah.
Then what about the mixtape? When does that come out?
It's out.
It's out right now.
It's out.
Envy, what you gonna play from
He's
it?
trolling everybody now with the K. Michelle single Baby on the way.
Yeah.
That
Because
one-
the
I like
rumor
the-
came
I like
out
the
you
one
had a
with
baby
Quavo.
on the way last
That's it.
week.
You'd
Are
be
you
able to
sure
just
it's
talk
not
about it.
yours? Because I don't want you to come back. I just want to make sure.
Who said it wasn't mine?
Oh, so Britney's child is yours.
I got a baby on the way.
Oh, God.
From Brittany Bell.
He's like, let me get this straight. Absolutely.
Okay.
We put that out there.
Nothing wrong with that, Nick. You can afford it. You're worth $50 million.
God said, be fruitful and multiply.
There you go.
I'm doing the Lord's work out here.
you
You
go.
need one?
You really have a baby
I'm
on the
with
way?
you.
You want one?
I need a baby. You get a baby.
Yeah, everybody get a baby. I'm passing them out.
Well, there you have
We
it.
shooting.
Daddy Nick, we appreciate you for joining us, a.k.a. Iced Out Turban.
Yeah.
You have a baby on the way.
It's Nick Cannon. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in